Welcome back to the conversation. We're diving into a project that's as raw as it is renewed. The remastered version of a classic demo, To Grow Dark, along with 2 new tracks that signal a clear sonic evolution.
Yep. So we're looking at a band that started out in 1994, right? And now, 30 years later, they're bringing back their dark, gritty sound with a twist that reflects both their history and where they're headed.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like they took their origins from that gritty Veronese rock scene and infused it with modern, fresh ideas. They've blended the urgency of punk with the depth of psychedelic rock. Throw in touches of hardcore, metal, and even unexpected pop. And you've got a band that's never played it safe.
And what's really cool is how they're not just riding on nostalgia. The project, which embraces the title To Grow Dark, doesn't feel like a mere throwback. It's like a reinvention. It's reimagining those original sounds while staying true to their roots.
Right, yeah, exactly. I mean, think about it. You have a band that, from the beginning, operated on DIY ethos, growing up on pain, grunge, and no-nonsense rock. And then they decide, 30 years later, to take a demo that basically defined them and give it a whole new life.
Really interesting concept. And if we break it down, To Grow Dark is not just a remaster. It's a full-fledged update that bridges their past and present. The incorporation of 2 inedit tracks, as they call them, tells the story of their evolution, not just sonically, but also conceptually, as a band that's matured yet remains dangerously vibrant.
Definitely, right. And speaking of evolution, the band's identity is super fascinating. They've kept their original crew together, with each member bringing a distinct flavor to the mix. You got Sylvia Garagna with that dynamic vocal presence, able to both caress and really scratch at the listener's emotions through her lyrics and vocal arrangements.
And Luca Boscardelli, known as Bosca, seems to be the minimalist on stage, yet maximizes everything in the studio. He's that kind of guitarist who pushes boundaries with his offbeat, unconventional sounds.
Exactly. Then there's Roberto Piga, who not only handles the bass and lends his voice, but also brings in that psychedelic layer, sort of like diving into deeper, introspective realms with his lyrics.
Absolutely. And let's not forget Cesco, whose rock blues guitar riffs and solos speak volumes without needing any introductions.
Yeah, his playing is a story in itself. Plus, there's Michel Zampieri, or Zampi, the backbone with his drums and keys, the engine that really propels this whole operation forward. It's like he's the heartbeat of the band, ensuring they never lose that raw, authentic pulse.
That's spot on. And to mix it all up, they've brought on Fabian as well, an engineer and DJ with this eclectic vibe who's breathed new life into their historic tracks with a production style that's both respectful and powerful.
Which ties into the whole idea that this isn't a simple revival, but a thoughtful reimagining of their art. Exactly. It's refreshing to see that instead of falling into the revival trap, they are embracing change. I mean, take the single Saturday Sun for Sunday, for example. This track drops on the 25th of April, 2025 on Spotify, and it's a tangible peek into this new era.
Very exciting. I've got to ask though, when some critics hear bands reworking their old sounds, they sometimes say it's like trying to cram modern styles into outdated templates. Do you think there's a risk here?
Well, that's a fair question. Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, you've got this inherent risk of not living up to the original raw energy. However, this project suggests they've navigated that territory by keeping the essence intact while overlaying modernized production techniques. It's like they're recalibrating, not reinventing entirely, and that's a smart move in today's music scene.
I see what you mean. that definitely gives the impression of an honest artistic evolution. And talking about evolution, it's pretty fascinating how the band's sound is like a journey from hardcore to introspective, and even touches on metal and pop. It's a rare blend of energy and
Yep,
depth.
exactly. Yeah, it's like they have this innate ability to bring together contradictory elements, urgency and reflection, raw power and delicate emotion, and make it all work cohesively. And say, when you listen to the remastered To Grow Dark, you get that layered nuance that respects the punk roots while highlighting the maturity they've developed
It really
over
does
these
come
years.
through in the sound. And that's not something every band can pull off, you know? Some would just try to recreate their old glory, but here they're documenting evolution with every chord and lyric.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And speaking of lyrical depth, have you noticed how their lyrics have always been introspective and raw? Piga's contribution is a testament to that, digging into the human psyche with almost a forensic intensity.
Absolutely, Amam. And while that intensity is undeniable, is there any moment where the simplicity of punk meets the complexity of these new arrangements?
Yes, indeed. It's like they're straddling two worlds, keeping the gritty spirit of punk alive while layering on sophisticated production and songwriting that hints at their growth, both musically and personally.
I get that. I have to say, though, sometimes I wonder if in the effort to update their sound, there might be a risk of diluting that raw energy that made them stand out.
That's a valid
What
concern.
do you think?
True. But from what I gather, they've been ultra cautious. The new mix maintains that grittiness. It doesn't sterilize the sound or, smooth over the edges. Instead, it gives those edges a modern polish that's still rough around the edges. It's a delicate balance,
I see that, yes.
for sure. And that, I think, really encapsulates what the X-Rated journey is all about. An unwavering commitment to authenticity, combined with an openness to evolve. It's like they're saying, hey, we're not just stuck in the past, we're building on it.
Yep, exactly right. It's a narrative of growth that's both personal and sonic. And the fact that they're releasing Saturday Sun for Sunday as a single ahead of the full project really sets the stage. It almost feels like an invitation to both old fans and newcomers to experience this evolution firsthand.
Exactly, an open invitation. And, it's interesting how they've integrated modern distribution channels like Spotify with the aura of underground, alternative rock. It's a smart move that bridges today's digital era and the gritty analog energy of their
Definitely
early days.
bridging two worlds effortlessly. Now, thinking about the future, do you expect this project to influence other bands in similar genres?
I'd say it sets a compelling precedent. Yeah, because it's not just a trip down memory lane, it's an example of how to respect one's legacy without being chained to it. It shows that evolution can be both a nod to the past and a step into unexplored territories.
That's both inspiring and daring. That daring spirit is really what keeps music vibrant, isn't it? And in a scene where so much is recycled, maintaining that risk of innovation is like a breath of fresh air.
Absolutely, it's essential for staying relevant. Right. And as we wrap up, it's clear that the X-Rated aren't just reviving old tunes. They're reinforcing a legacy of musical integrity. It's dark, raw, and very much alive. And their journey from 1994 to 2025 is one that invites us to celebrate change while cherishing roots.
A powerful message indeed. So, to everyone tuning in, it sounds like marking that April 25th on your calendar is a must. Not just for the single, but for exploring a band that's continuously pushing the boundaries of sound and identity.
Exactly. It's an era-defining moment. Yup. It's like they're giving us permission to embrace our own evolution too. Not just as music lovers, but as individuals. And that's what makes this all the more exciting.
Absolutely, it's relatable on so many levels. The blend of nostalgia and novelty, the respectful nod to the past meshed with bold, forward-thinking tracks. It really paints a picture of a band that's continuously evolving. You can't help but get excited about where they're headed.
Exactly. It's an inspiring look at artistic growth. So, whether you're a longtime fan or someone discovering their gritty underground charm for the first time, there's something universally appealing about this chapter in their journey. It's dark, visceral, and full of life. An invitation to explore music that's both a mirror of personal evolution and a revolution in sound.
Yep, that's a wrap. Well said. Until next time, keep your ears open and your hearts ready for something raw and true.
Absolutely.